After po nitong responsive pleading sa binanggit ninyo, what will happen?
So after the responsive pleadings, we're supposed to receive as well all the evidence of the complainants and even the evidence of the respondent in support of their responsive pleadings. If ever they have affidavit and counter affidavits, all of those need to be sworn in before the Justice Committee. And when the responsive pleadings and all the evidence are complete, the justice members or the Justice Committee will proceed to determine whether there is sufficient ground that supports the impeachment complaint. No?
Mm.
That is actually our step three. If the answer to the sufficient ground is in the affirmative, that is the only time we can proceed to step four. Ang step four natin, Christian, is the hearing proper. Dito sa hearing proper, iimbitahan na natin the complainant, the witness, and even the respondent. No? Pag natapos na ang giving of testimony, oral testimony before the Justice Committee, this is like a trial really, before
Mm.
the Justice Committee, then that's the only time we will proceed to step five. And under the step five, the Justice Committee will vote again on whether or not probable cause exists. No? This time, ang required number of votes is different from the prior voting. Yung
Mm.
kanina, that is just a simple majority. Majority of the members present for as long as there is a quorum.
Mm.
Etong determination of probable cause, the required number of votes is majority of all the members. Kasama sa computation yung hindi mag-a-attend, no? But I was surprised as well with the huge number of vote kanina in favor of the impeachment complaint. We just don't know if the determination of probable cause will be supported by the same huge number of vote of the members of the Justice Committee. By the way, Christian, when we say members of the Justice Committee, we're referring to the regular members, no?
Mm.
But in fact, the ex officio members, which pertains to the Speaker, down to the majority leaders, the DML, Deputy Majority Leader, we call them ex officio members, no? They can actually participate and vote in the Justice Committee proceeding.
Okay.
And kanina, nakita natin yon reason kung bakit ang number of votes in favor of the impeachment complaint is even beyond the number of the regular members of the Justice Committee because we were joined by the ex
Mm.
officio members.
Okay. Congresswoman, ito pong isa kong tanong, no? Baka mabanggitin ito as a possible complication in the future sa pag-usad ng proceedings sa inyong komite. Paano kung yung Vice President hindi nag-participate, hindi sumagot doon sa mga notifications, diba? Yun sa responsive pleading sa binabanggit ninyo. Kunwari, winave niya yung kanyang karapatan. Would that complicate
Mhm.
matters in the future pagdating doon sa level ng hearings? Kunwari, bakit bigla kang magbibigay ng ganitong sagot to controvert the allegation na hindi ka nga sumagot sa mga pleadings?
Well, it will not bar I don't think it will bar the Vice President should she wishes to attend the hearing proper and give her testimony contradicting all the allegations in the impeachment complaint, no? So, hindi naman niya mapre-preclude yung possible testimony ng Vice President during the hearing proper, even if she doesn't file an answer or a rejoinder for that matter.
Does sa hearing proper, would the Vice President be required to appear in person?
He will be given a notice, but as I have said before, this is part of her due process. So this is actually her prerogative to come or not to come. If she doesn't come, kagaya ng kanyang failure to file an answer, it will merely be interpreted as a waiver of her right to be present during the hearing.
Okay. Nabanggit niyo po kanina yung probable cause, no? Kasi basically, ang proseso rito sa impeachment, kayo yung magiging prosecutor kung sakaling ma-constitute yung articles of impeachment, pero yung trial mangyayari po sa Senado. Pero when you say
That's
probable
correct.
cause, no? In reality, dun sa para sa kapakanan ng mga hindi masyadong familiar sa proseso, no? Ano yung quantum of evidence that would be required to determine probable cause to be able to elevate this impeachment complaints into an articles of impeachment and then eventually trial? Ano yung kailangan makita nyo?
Okay, when we ask about Christian quantum of evidence, ang sagot doon, probable cause. We call that the quantum of evidence required, no? Now, what does probable cause means? It means the possibility, reasonable possibility that the accused or the respondent indeed commit the crime or the offense charged.
Okay. Reasonable possibility. Okay. Maganda linawin po yan.
Yeah,
No? Kasi kanina, napansin ko dun sa proceedings ninyo, napupunta na dun sa quantum of evidence issue, hindi po ba? Yung mga nag-argue na in favor or
that is
against the
correct.
Vice President. And I think
Mhm.
your ruling was that those were premature.
That is correct because evidentiary matters are not allowed to be discussed yet during the determination of sufficiency in substance because when it comes to the weight of the evidence, this should be discussed during the hearing proper.
Sa hearing po ba, lalabas na rin yung mga, you would require witnesses to appear?
Yes, we will be, as a matter of fact, Christian, after the determination of sufficiency in substance, the Justice Committee can exercise already its compulsory process, meaning the issuance of subpoena ad testificandum, maybe not yet ad
Mm.
testificandum, but at least duces tecum. Pag sinabi natin
Mm.
duces tecum, the production of documents, no?
Documents.
We have the power to issue subpoena, no? So if motions will be filed to that effect from today and in the coming days, the Justice Committee should act on these motions already, no? So yung
Opo. Diyan po,
sinasabi mo namang about the witnesses, if the
mm,
complainant will be presenting witnesses, of course, we will be receiving their testimony. Kung hindi nila mapakiusapan yung witnesses nila, they can actually avail of the compulsory power of the Justice Committee, meaning they just need to file a motion for the issuance of subpoena ad testificandum. Dalawang
mm,
klaseng subpoena yan, Christian.
opo,
Duces tecum when you are
document.
seeking for the production of documents. Ad testificandum if you want to compel a person to appear before the Justice Committee.
Okay. Speaking of
Christian.
the documents, so kasama rin po ba sa kapangyarihan ninyong komite, for instance, kasi pinag-uusapan din yung alleged bank accounts ng Vice President, can you actually order the production of those documents by AMLAC?
I believe yes, Christian, because this is the exception to the bank secrecy law, the impeachment proceeding. As a matter of fact, kanina, when the members were debating about the lack of attachments in support of the allegations on failure to disclose in the SALN, I volunteered the information to the Justice Committee that all the bank records are protected by the bank secrecy law. And therefore, we are not in the position to expect the complainants to make them available this time because they will be needing, in fact, the help of the Justice Committee to be able to avail of those documents pertaining to the bank accounts. Because impeachment proceeding is an exception to the bank secrecy law.
Opo. Kasi very material po yan definitely, no? I think that will be one of the major issues sa pag-uusapan yung bank accounts allegedly ng Vice President. And of course, naglabas na po ng mga dokumento before as early as 2016 si former Senator Sonny Trillanes. Pero ang gusto ko pang tanungin sa inyo, you don't necessarily have to rely on the documents that were presented before. Ibig sabihin, kayo mismo pwede nyong i-direct yung AMLAC to produce those same documents properly authenticated. Tama po ba?
That is correct, Christian. That is correct.
Okay. Ang ina-anticipate ko naman dito, pwede rin tumakbo muli sa Korte Suprema ito pong company Vice President, hindi po ba? Kasi inisip ko lang, pwede po bang argument na, teka muna, proceedings pa lang ito sa House Justice Committee. Hindi ba dapat kung pag-uusapan yung pagbubukas ng bank accounts, dapat doon na yan sa trial proper?
Upon discussion with my colleagues on that, Christian, we checked the law on bank secrecy law. It is silent. It merely speaks about impeachment proceeding. It does not distinguish between proceeding before the House or proceeding before the Senate. So we are inclined to believe that even the House of Representatives, through the Justice Committee, can take exception to the bank secrecy law by way of exercising its compulsory process of issuing subpoena duces tecum, Cristiano. The law is silent. It merely speaks about impeachment proceeding or impeachment. It does not make mention of whether it pertains to the House or it pertains to the Senate. So, ang sabi sa statutory construction, Christian, when the law does not distinguish, we must not distinguish, no? Since it doesn't make a distinction between the H-Rep and the Senate, then we're inclined to maintain a position that it applies to both the House of Representatives and the Senate of the Philippines.
Opo.
That is
Unless
our
umakyat po,
position on that.
opo. Unless umakyat po yung issue sa Korte
Christian,
Suprema.
That is correct. As a matter of fact, we cannot stop them from going to the Supreme Court to question any stage of the entire proceeding before the Justice Committee.
Iisip ko lang kasi kung sakali umakyat sa Korte Suprema, nandun yung mga possibilities, hindi po ba, na i-define kung ano ibig sabihin ng impeachment proceedings as different from impeachment trial. Kasi nga, kung yung session days ninyo nire-define ng Korte Suprema para sa inyo, hindi po ba? So, nandun yung possibility. Itong mga definitions na ito pwede mangyari. Okay.
I hope it doesn't happen because we are as cautious as possible already in following all the existing rules in line with this impeachment proceeding, no, Christian?
Well, hindi po yan assurance kung gustong makailam ng Korte Suprema as they did, no? Doon sa impeachment proceedings last year.